Today we begin a week focusing on the part of the Lord's Prayer, which is simply, give us this day our daily bread. And like with all of the petitions and expressions in the Lord's Prayer, first of all, we note that this is communal. It's not give me my daily bread. It's give us this day our daily bread. Throughout the Lord's Prayer, we see this emphasis on recognizing we are part of a community. We are part of a community of faith. We're part of the human family. And part of what the Lord's Prayer tries to do throughout is to enlarge our sense of understanding and sympathy and compassion. So it's a prayer not just that God would feed us, not just that God would feed people we know, not just that God would feed the people of our tribe or nation. It's give us this day our daily bread. I wonder what are some of your earliest memories are of bread. I've been thinking about that as I worked on my sermon and this theme for the week. And I have several early memories of bread. One is my mother preparing cinnamon toast for us for breakfast. And what made it distinct was my mother would cut a piece of bread in 4 long strips, which was not a typical way you would cut bread for any other way you ate it. But with butter and cinnamon sugar on top and cut in 4 strips. As a little boy, I can remember picking up 1 strip at a time and just putting the whole strip, voomp, right in my mouth. Another memory I have is of my mother baking bread. And I especially loved my mother's Anadama bread. And to have that bread right out of the oven when it was warm with butter and homemade jam, oh, that was just like heaven on earth when I was a kid growing up. Bread is very basic to life in many, but not all, global cultures. But it certainly was and is in the Middle East where Jesus was growing up. If we were talking about China, Jesus might have, if Jesus had been there, he might have said, give us this day our daily rice. If he had been on an island in the South Pacific, he might have said, give us this day our daily coconut. So we need to make sure it's not the bread that's the important thing. It's the idea of inviting God to meet our daily needs and trusting that God will help us to meet our daily needs. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow, because behind this whole petition is this idea of, will we trust God or not? I pray even today that anytime you have something to eat, you will just pause and express a word of gratitude for the blessing of food to nourish your body, and pray for the tens of millions of people in the world at this very moment who truly don't even know where their next meal will come from.